2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome to a Tuesday stream. Every Tuesday we come out here and show off all the cool new books and merch that we got in this week. Guys, we got a bunch of brand new number one, so let's jump right into it. Starting off, we had Badrock from Image Comics. Badrock is a spin-off of Youngblood. If you guys have been reading Youngblood for a long time, you know Badrock's one of the characters. This shows off the early days of Badrock when he first gets his powers and how it works with him being a teenage hero in the original Image universe. If you haven't been reading Youngblood, don't worry. This book is super reader-friendly. He's just a cool character. Think of the Thing, but more suburban than Manhattan. Really cool. Has all the cool classic Image background stuff, which is really dope to see. Really great book. If you are reading Young Guns, this is a must pick. Young Blood, if you definitely must have pick up. If not, don't need to read that book to read this book and enjoy it. It's a cool coming of age teenage hero story. Next up is Banana Number 1 from Bad Idea. Banana Number 1 is wild. It is James Bond, but if he was a giant banana man and he was a chosen prophet thing. Really weird and bizarre, but fun. It's fun. It's parodies all those action movies and runs them down. It's really fun. It's dope. I think it's one of the better books that Bad Idea came out with because it is just so weird and bizarre and fun. Definitely pick the book up if you haven't been reading Bad Idea stuff. Pick the book up if you want a cool parody book around like things like James Bond. Really dope. Definitely pick this book up. Next up is Dark Knights of Steel 2 from DC Comics. Dark Knights of Steel 2 is the sequel to Dark Knights of Steel. It is Game of Thrones meets DC mashed together. This is a sequel series. Do you need to read the first volume for this one? It adds. Think of it this way. If you watch season 1, if you watch Game of Thrones, if you didn't watch Game of Thrones, can you watch House of Dragon? Yes. This is kind of like that. If you didn't read the first one, they catch you up real quick in this book about everything that's been going on. In fact, because it's a brand new start of the story, it's been a bit, so you can jump right into this book and pick this one up. I like this book a lot. I like the first Dark Knights of Steel so much. I cannot wait to see where this goes. There's a massive twist at the end, and I like the new medieval style characters that they have coming in this version. Definitely pick this book up. It is a must-have if you're a fan of like high fantasy. It is, like I said, it's Game of Thrones meets DC Comics. Next up is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm gonna keep messing that up because it's a cool tongue twister. Anyway, this is from Vault Comics. If you guys don't know, Free Comic Book Day this year, they had done Dungeon Crawler Carl issue 0. It's sold out everywhere. You can't get your hands on it. They have decided to reprint it here, and all the covers are homages to Absolute Batman. It's fun. It's dope. If you guys don't know what Dungeon Crawler Carl is, it is a novel series. It's also it's a literary RPG about the underworld, which a guy named Carl has to survive with his ex-girlfriend's cat to stop an alien invasion and see what happened. That's the actual novel. They've reprinted them in graphic novels. Now you can get those also. But this is actually the first time they put it in comic book form, so definitely pick this book up. If you're a fan of one, Absolute Batman, it's an homage for a reason. They kind of give you a whole right down in the back. It's a great idea. You definitely pick this book up. Also, if you are a fan of isekais and manga, it's done in that style, so definitely pick this book up. Next up is Grendel, Devil's Crucible Sedition from Dark Horse Comics. This is part of the Grendel books. This spins out Grendel's Devil's Odyssey, and yeah, it's a sequel to Devil's Crucible that came out last year. If you guys don't know, Grendel was a Dark Horse comic character from way back in the day. He was kind of a gentleman thief. Think Lupin III, if you want to think about it that way. If you're a literary person or anime person. So Grendel's changed over time, and now he's become this like freedom fighter space guy. Really cool. Now he's back on Earth, and if you didn't read, again, a lot of these are sequels to books that came out a while ago, but they're super new reader friendly because like this book gives you a whole blurb in front about what happened in the last book series. This is a great book to pick up if you're looking for a cool survival. It's Mad Max, but with alien invaders instead of like human drought and kind of government tyranny. Really dope book. If you've been reading the Grendel stuff, pick this book up. It adds to the Grendel lore. It's dope to pick it up. Next up is Kingdom of Earth from Dark Horse Comics, and this book is wild. There's really something really cool at the end I want to talk about this book, but I'll talk about the rest of what the book's about first. monsters took over the Earth in 2 years. And now the monsters kind of run the world, and they use humans as meat. Think, if you're a fan of anime, think the show Promised Neverland. Actually, think Promised Neverland. That's exactly what this book is.
The first season.
It's like the first and second season. It just has the bad ending for the second season. What's really cool about this book is that, like I said, monsters now took over the United States. It's really cool. They give you a cool info map about where everything lays. But it's actually about a young girl who survived, and we're going to start following her about halfway through the book. I don't want to spoil anything else, but what I love about this book is that they actually name the monsters. And the first 2 monsters we meet are the Ozark Howler and the Watchers. Both are actual cryptids. I mean, I'm going to say actual cryptids that exist in our world, but they're cryptids that we know about, and it's really cool how those are the monsters that have taken over the world. So I can't wait to see things like Mothman and Bigfoot and all these other monsters that exist, and other cryptids that exist, and how they're going to place them in this massive world. Really dope. I like it. If you like horror stuff, if you like monster stuff, if you like cryptid stuff, if you like survival horror, this is a great book to pick up. Also, it was written by David Dstlry. He was Polka Dot Man in Serious That's What. Next up is Minotaur from Ignition Press. And guys, I say this all the time when I cover an Ignition Press book. Ignition Press loves comic books, and you should love their comic books. They're fantastic to read. I love all of them, including Godzilla, which is a slice of life one, which is just fun to read. Anyway, Minotaur. What happens in the future was about to happen, and then it stopped for a second and left remnants around on Earth. And those remnants become little things like miracles that people have to survive, and monsters. It's about about a young girl named Gloria, a young woman named Gloria who's working for a mysterious kind of head honcho, and their goal is to hunt down these little pieces of this alternate future that kind of bled into our world, and now they have to kind of deal with the technological ramifications of that. It's really cool. It's about a thing called singularity and what happened when it shut down. Really dope. I like the concept a lot. You should really pick this book up. It's a really fun, dope read if you like dystopian technology stuff. Next up from Mad Cave, it is Mr. Nemo. This is part of the Underworld. A lot of books Underworld, for you guys that don't know, it's an imprint within Mad Cave Studios, which is an interconnected universe. Last year, it ended with Endless Night, and this is one of the books that I now tie into that. Mr. Nemo is a modern day interpretation and reimagining of Captain Nemo and the Nautilus and 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but he's a cool super spy thing. Really dope. Like I said, if you like super spies, if you like, that's a theme this week. Super spy stuff is dope. Like I said, it's a reimagining of Captain Nemo. It's about a young boy who was captured all life and became this massive, cool secret agent spy thing. He's kind of like Batman in this version, though. Really dope. If you like cool action set pieces and nonstop cool lore drops and weird mix of stuff from 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea being played in modern day, it's really dope. You should pick this book up. Next up is Punisher vs. Amazing Spider-Man. This is set shortly after their first meeting in Spider-Man 121. Yeah, so it's one of those books that's set in the past. Marvel does this every once in a while, where they'll do things like Venom the Protector, or Ben Reilly Spider-Man, or Wolverine Magic 4 Nights. They're all set in the past, but they're in canon. This is one of those stories. This just talks about the early days of Peter meeting Spider-Man. Peter meeting Frank for the first time. Also, what's really cool, this builds up the kind of synergy leading up to Spider-Man that's coming out in 2 weeks. So make sure you pick up this book if you want to know a little bit more about their relationship leading into Spider-Man No Way Home. Not No Way Home, Brand New Day. Next up is Sonic Godzilla. Yeah! Really dope about Sonic Godzilla. It is a non-stop thrill ride. If you're a fan of Sonic, you're definitely going to want to pick this book up. Godzilla stuff I won't talk about yet because I don't want to spoil the book. But what's really cool about this book, it leaves you kind of hanging. The first people you kind of meet are Mechagodzilla and Mothra. Really dope. If you're a fan of the Godzilla, pick this book up. Do not worry, it does not tie into the other Godzilla books. This is very kid-friendly because this is a Sonic book. But it's dope to see Mechagodzilla in there. I like the little nods that Eggman talks about Mechagodzilla and his infatuation with Mechagodzilla. It's a cool book if you're a fan of Godzilla. It's a cool way of getting your kids into Godzilla. That's not the Keisei stuff because that's a little bit more mature. This is a cool way to get your kids into Godzilla. If they're fans of Godzilla, it's a cool way of getting them into comic books. If you're a fan of Sonic, Sonic's doing a lot of work crossing over this year with a lot of stuff. So definitely pick the book up. It's a great read from start to finish. Next up is Super Mondo Mega Mutts from Oni Press. And guys, if you know what this means, you know what it means. It is a cool take on the anthropomorphized cute animal becomes super thing trope. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Street Sharks and Biker Mice from Mars, even though they're the actual Martians. Anyway, what's really cool about this book is about what they call the Gleam. Alien invasion goes wrong and makes a pocket dimension in our universe, which then these dogs go into and then become super sentient and anthropomorphized, and each one of them has a cool little thing. Think turtles, but they're dogs, and instead of them being about martial arts, they're all militarized. It's like the A-Team, but meets Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but instead of turtles, they're dogs. And instead of ooze, it's some weird alien thing. Ooze is a weird alien thing. But anyway, really dope book. It's fun. It's completely made for adults, by the way. The amount of violence and swearing in this book is not for kids. So don't think you're picking this book up and it's be like, oh, kids. It's not kids. Really fun, though. If you are picking up Turtles, which I'm about to talk about in a second, you should pick this book up also this week. Next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin Training Day from IDW. And guys, this is a one-shot tied into the Last Ronin set of books. If you guys don't know, Last Ronin was a book that came out a couple of years ago, telling you about the last surviving turtle. I won't spoil who it is if you haven't read the books, but I definitely recommend you should pick those books up. They're fantastic. Anyway, I'll also make a video game coming out soon. Anyway, so this is about Training Day. It's the Last Ronin training April's daughter to replace him in case something was to happen, and to step up to become part of her family legacy between her, Casey Jones, April, and the Turtles as a whole. And it's really cool. It's called Training Day for a reason. You should definitely pick this book up. It's fun. It does have spoilers if you did not read Last Ronin. But if you don't care and you know about Last Ronin, just pick this book up. It's dope. Next up is Watson vs. Holmes from Iron Age, and this is wild. It's Sherlock Holmes, but they're vampires. Set in the modern day London. Sherlock Holmes is an immortal vampire, and he's going toe-to-toe with Watson. And there's a cool mystery about what happened to Watson's wife, who's Irene Adler. If you guys don't know, Irene Adler is Destiny in Marvel Comics. It's a fun thing. Ask me about it if you see me in person. Really dope book. I like the idea that they're going to war with each other. Why and how everything is set up is all played out. It's like a mix between Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes book and Bram Stoker's Dracula book, set in a modern era. It's cool modern horror stuff. They modernize all the characters, which is also really dope. You should definitely pick this book up if you like horror books. And we got What If Jessica Jones from Marvel Comics. I've been covering these What Ifs for the last couple of weeks now, probably the last 2 months. Each one's a different take. There is no run-through theme this time, as they've done in the past, but this one is just what if Jessica Jones was bit by the spider instead of Peter. If you guys didn't know, Jessica Jones was a classmate of Peter Parker. She was there the day Peter got bit by the spider, and instead of Peter, she becomes the amazing Spider Girl, and her life is not that much different, actually. She's Jessica Jones. But it's fun, but her villains are dope, and what happens in the story is that her villains have come back now because she's been semi-retired, just like in the main Marvel Studio stuff, main Marvel Comics stuff, sorry. And how Jessica deals with being the former Spider-Girl and the amazing Spider-Girl is dope. And we got some big books this week. We got Mischief of Magpies from Dstlry. Yes, Dstlry is putting out books again. Mischief of Magpies is about a young boy and who wakes up in a hospital. And there's two kind of stories. It's about what happened to him before the bad thing, quote unquote, and what happened to him during the bad thing, while he was in coma in the hospital. And it looks like it's a very cool psychedelic take about Alice in Wonderland, and he's transported to a world of high fantasy and magic, and he goes from there. Really dope, really dark, really depressing. It's a great story. I can't wait to see actually what the bad thing is yet, whether they build up to that, and whether or not this is all just in his head from being in coma, or is this a whole other pocket reality, which is really dope. And finally, for our singles, we got Foundations from Dark Horse Comics. Foundations, by the way, is the start of Jonathan Hickman's new line of comic books, with him working with a bunch of creators at Dark Horse. It's called Three Earths, Three Moons, Three Worlds, or Three Worlds, Three Moons. And this is kind of like the introduction that sets everything else up. Had the classic Hickman's like infograph stuff, And it's about a father and son story, really. Actually, it's a father-family story, but it's a father-son story in the beginning. Really dope. I like it a lot. It's a cool sci-fi book if you want to pick up and follow Jonathan Hickman building a whole new sci-fi universe. And guys, we got some cool trades in. We got Infamous Iron Man Rise of Doom. This includes all 12 issues of Infamous Iron Man. Get ready for Doomsday with this book because it is the Tony Stark is gone and who's filling in as Iron Man? It's Dr. Doom. I love this run. It's dope. Pick this book up. Next up, we got John Size X-Men 100 Project. It's a cover art book. If you like art, it's great. It has all the covers. It has 100 covers from the Heroes Initiative that are only printed here. So if you didn't buy the books when they came out over the years, here's a cool way to get them all. If you're a major X-Men fan like I am, you should definitely pick this book up. It's great for your collection. And finally, for our trades, we have TMNT Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Deluxe Edition. This collects just TMNT Batman Volume 1. That's what it is. Guys, I didn't know if it was because the Omnibus is coming out later this year. Collects TMNT Batman Volume 1. Batman's in New York City, and they have to team up to fight against the Shredder. There's been an animated movie about it. There's been like 3 versions of this book done. It's a cool lineup, and they're actually all canon to each other, which is really dope. I like when IDW does that. Sometimes they're also kind of parallel canon to that version of the Turtles at the time the book was released, which is really even better if you're reading Turtles when those crossovers come out. Anyway, what's really dope about this book is it's one of the better crossovers that exist, and they build on each other. So I definitely recommend picking this book up. If the other 2 are also in trade, so grab those and you'll have the trilogy. It's a dope book. It's great for any Turtles fan, any Batman fan, any comic book fan that wants to learn a little bit more about those characters. They kind of give you a rundown of each of those characters. And finally, for merch, we have the Ultimate Wolverine from Marvel Legends from Hasbro. This is great as a ending piece for the Ultimate Universe because he's one of the most standout characters, and he's also Wolverine, guys. He's Wolverine as the Winter Soldier. This is a must-have figure. Definitely grab that. And guys, that's it. You can head over to our website, androidscomics.com, pick up this week's book. Check out this week's previews and new releases. You can check us out on our socials. Androids_comics and Androids Comics on X and Instagram, where we post things that don't make the show, that we're doing in town, all the fun stuff. And check us out on Facebook and on YouTube. Androids Amazing Comics on Facebook and Androids Comics on YouTube, where we post these videos weekly for you guys. And guys, I will see you back here next Tuesday around the same time. See you then. Bye.